Y'all gotta excuse how I look today. Like, I'm really emotional because I've been watching old videos of Prince and Michael Jackson. And I'm not even a crier, but it's like, and I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. I've been watching Michael Jackson live from in Munich, M-U-N-I-C-H. And the stuff that I see, they were so informed about who we were as people. Like, it, like I don't cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, barely. I cry a little bit. I mean, I ain't gonna front, but today, like this morning, I've been crying like crazy. And I'm trying to stop myself every time I watch something, like, especially when I turn on this live in Munich, watching him on YouTube or whatever. The very first fucking phrase is his story. And I always talk about history, you know what I'm saying? But it's not history the way we looking at it. It's his story, right? And then he was in a rocket ship, like a NASA rocket ship, get ready to take off. And I'm getting ready to show y'all what the fuck this is, because I'm going to explain it. You know, like I said, excuse me for crying, but this shit is emotional because back in, what year is this? Yeah, I know I can't see. 1997. It's remastered in 1997, so it's an older tour, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Maybe it's 1997. They remastered it 3 years ago. But anyway, you know, and then he's not the only man that makes music that was informed, like Earth, Wind, and Fire were. It's a lot of musical geniuses, and this shit is like, it's bothering me. And the only reason why I'm crying is because what they did to us. And I'm not talking about just black people, what they did to everybody. Like, this shit is like fucking me up, man. And the fact that, you know, you get people like Michael Jackson or Prince, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and all these other men in groups, not just men. Because I just got, what started it was I listened to Lady Gaga, You and I, and that fucked me up too. Like, and just watching her live on the MTV concert where she was pretending to be a man, this shit is fucking crazy as hell. Like, man, America fucking, this is motherfucking, it's not penitentiary, it's purgatory. That's what I wanted to say. But anyway, let me show y'all what I'm talking about. We are literally supposed to be walking Earth, which, this is Earth, walking it, having our heaven. And a lot of powers that be created hell. And musical groups like the ones I mentioned and a lot of other musical entertainers, in order to inform someone like me, you know, at the time in Divine Alignment, you know, they created these types of music and these types of videos, and they put my little breadcrumbs, because, you know, I'm an eagle, you know what I'm saying? I have an eagle eye. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, I just had to throw that out there for the no roots, you know. Now this is the, I don't know if y'all seen this, but you see how it says Kingdom Entertainment or something like that? So you see his story, and then I think that's an album of his, but like I said, we are all in alignment, and we do things for a reason. We don't know why we do it, but, you know, the divine, because we come from one source, told him to name this his story for a reason. So, but watch this. He's making a video He's made a video because you know a lot of things that he do was pre-recorded because you had to put it on the screen. You see that? What does that look like? A bullet? I mean, it is silver. What the fuck? And then he in a rocket ship, right? But check this out. After this rocket ship launches, this shit wild in the bitch. He said, "Let's make history." I love it. Watch. You know, because we all up on this roller coaster of a ride and shit. But anyway, look at what pops up when he ride this roller coaster. Hold on. Look at this bullshit. Look, it ain't bullshit. You see that? I don't know. That's a jet. I know y'all seen that boat from afar. You know what I'm saying? Look, that's a Chinese Buddha thing. That's Martin Luther King. That's a motherfucking pirate ship. You hear me? That's a hand like a glove. That's, you know, the pyramid, you know what I'm saying, that they took the nose off of. You see the hat, you see, I think that's the Eiffel Tower. I'm not sure what the fuck that is. You see the clock right there. You see the Statue of Liberty here. This shit wild as hell. Then you see the Rome, the emperor thing. They dive in the motherfucking pool. Do you see that? Then he go in the eye. The eye. Wait a minute. Wait. Did y'all just see that? And then you see Mona Lisa, all these frames, right? Because we are stuck in a motherfucking box. You hear that? But anyway, let me keep going, because I ain't done and shit. You know? This shit wild in a bitch. And then he goes to a cathedral type of church, and you see those things on the wall, and that's supposed to be a rocket ship, because, you know, that's, you know, NASA's lie and shit. But anyway, but to me it looked like a silver bullet. You understand what I'm saying? And what's crazy, hold on, let me pause this, right? And it said 2:09, so 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Now, I bought a car a few years ago off of a guy who brother had passed away from getting shot with a bullet, clearly, right? Getting shot. And so I named my car Silver Bullet, because I have bullet ricochets, you know, in memory or memorabilia of, I told his brother I was going to pay homage to him. So, you know, and it wasn't me being funny or anything like that. It was just me honoring this car and the history behind the car, you know. So I named it Silver Bullet. And the fact that years later, I'm watching this video, you know, in 2025, on what, September 25th or 26th or something like that. I'm watching this and everything is getting aligned, because there's a reason why I'm watching this. I mean, literally, I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. Just popped up literally at 5, what was it? 5:04 and 54, and I should have recorded it, because time is a factor as well. You hear me? That's why Michael Jackson had the little time clock in the video. But anyway, 54 was my jersey number in high school. And hopefully I can find a picture and show y'all motherfuckers that I'm not lying about that. But anyway, you know, the fact that I don't know what else to say, but I'm gonna continue to watch this Michael Jackson live in Munich. And I'm going to look up the word Munich, you know, to see what it means. Because it looked like Munch. I don't know if it's even Munich or whatever. But I'm going to see what it means, because it means something. You understand what I'm saying? Everything has a root, right? But y'all be blessed, though. I just seen something rewound today. Watch this. Because we supposed to be breaking the glass ceiling, right? You see him broke a glass window into the fire. The fire pits of motherfucking hell and shit. Because that's where we living right now and all that stuff. I just had to point that shit out. You see the little boxes of people in the boxes and stuff. Like, all this shit has a fucking meaning. And they knew that he knew that. But they didn't know how he knew that. You know what I'm saying? But he would do certain things to, like, make these videos and embed them in his concerts and stuff for a reason. Anyway, I just seen something rewound today. Watch this. because we supposed to be breaking the glass ceiling, right? You see him broke a glass window into the fire. The fire pits of motherfucking hell and shit, because that's where we living right now and all that stuff. I just had to point that shit out. You see the little boxes of people in the boxes and stuff. Like, all this shit has a fucking meaning, and they knew that he knew that, but they didn't know how he knew that. You know what I'm saying? But he would do certain things to, like, make these videos and embed them in his concerts and stuff for a reason. Anyway, I looked at the word munage and I looked up the Old English version first, and it said it wasn't, and I screenshotted it so you seen that it wasn't Old English, but it's a German bomb. You know, German, I call it German, anything German bomb or whatever. But the root word is monk. And what's crazy is that in my family, I have an aunt monk. You know, shout out gang, may she continue to rest. I'm just pointing out the obvious at this point. And so I just seen something else, and I want to show y'all this right quick. So the silver bullet is going around in the roller coaster. You see the time because they're running out of time, but they don't know they're running out of time, right? And then you see the blast of fire, right? And then they went down, right? Oh hell no! And then you see the clock. Oh hell! Wait. This is fucking bananas to me. Hold on. Because there was something else I was saying. Wait. Now you see these spinny wheels and stuff. All these spinny wheels and the spiral and all that stuff means something. You understand what I'm saying? Then you see the hourglass. And y'all know what the sands of the hourglass are, the days of our lives, and how the bullet aligned with that, and the fire had broke out, and then they went underground, because you know there's the underground railroad and shit, and then they went to this compass looking thing, but it looked like a clock because it has Roman numerals on it, right? And then it goes into this tower. Now I don't know what the fuck that tower is, but it has a pyramid. You see the motherfucking pyramid with the cube smart on top of it? Listen now. All this shit has a fucking meaning. Like, okay, so the pyramid is a triangle, right? And that is a pizza, right? A pizza slice. And it's in a box because of the square. You see the square around the pyramid. Do I got to point that out? That's a square, right? That's a square, right? This is a square on top of here. Then a lot of shit is in frames, in squares on top of there. But anyway... and that's the circle of life, and that was the spinny things before he got over there and went in the Underground Railroad type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? If you don't, that you don't have the roots, and that's okay. You know, I'm just pointing out the obvious right now. No more secrets. I'm tired of talking about this stuff. I told you guys that I knew who I was. I understand how this life works. I understand what this world is. I know what it has done to all of us, not just melanated people, but, not even but, however, we melanated people have gotten the worst because they didn't want someone, me, to wake up, or you to wake up to see your true reality of what the fuck they did. You hear what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm gonna enjoy Michael Jackson because you know I love watching him and shit. You know, it just so happened I live down the street from Jackson Street, which is off of Morse Street, Morse code. You know, I'm just pointing out the motherfucking obvious. You know, the kick of the hill and shit. You hear me? Anyway, I'm gonna screenshot and show y'all what the fuck I'm talking about because it's on the map. I'm 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 the map. You hear me? Ah! Blood is on the dance floor. Oh, my bad. Susie got your number. You hear me? Yeah, you hear me? Ah! And to top it all off, I'll show you one more motherfucking thing and I'm out this bitch. You hear me? He said mission control, like NASA. This shit, wow, hold on, you see that? He said there's one thing he has to take care of. Y'all see that war? I know y'all see it. I know y'all see it. That's the Holy Trinity. She, you hear me? Oh, Rick Wall and shit. You hear that? Ah, shit. This shit cold in the bitch. The lights and the motherfucking the Wizard of Oz what you got to follow the yellow brick road type shit. You know what I'm saying? With the gold and stuff. You know, the pot of gold and shit. You hear me? Oh my God, they knew it. And then his shirt said an angel. This shit wild in the bitch. Just Michael Jackson was cold. I don't give a fuck what he did and what y'all talking about. He was cold. Y'all see that lightning on that? You see it? Well, let me just show you him and then I'm done. Okay? You hear me? I'm stupid in a bitch. Why? They was all excited and shit. Listen, I would have been excited if I would have went to a concert like him. Because he's a performer for real. Like Chris Brown. Because that's really the only performer that we have right now that performs to the level of, or to the magnitude of Michael Jackson. What the hell? Hell no. I'm done. The fact that rocket ship had MJ 2040 on it, which is 42 or 24, is the diamond. You know, the guy who played baseball, what's his name? Jackie, because they did Jackie, you know. Rob Benson, son. Okay. I'm just showing y'all, like, you know, because everything has a meaning and we are all divinely aligned because we come from one source, okay? And the sorcerers, the powers that be, you know, the puppet masters and shit, they knew that. But they didn't know how we knew. And what, I don't know how to explain it, but hopefully I'm explaining it correctly. Or not correctly, but hopefully I'm explaining it all right for you to understand what I'm talking about. And if you don't, who cares? You know, the fact that, you know, this was 2 hours and 30 seconds long. That's 23 Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's Space Jam. That's like Looney Tune, Acme, Brick. You know, I know too much stuff, and because I have some, you know, the universe in my brain, clearly, the Astros in my brain, Houston. You know, I told y'all, if y'all been paying attention to me, that Houston, we have a motherfucking problem. Let me go find this picture of me playing basketball with my 54 jersey and shit. You hear me? Or that newspaper article, I don't fucking know. Anyway. So, this is the book that I was going to find my little jersey in. This is a yearbook. And this motherfucker is 1996, volume 103. And this, I went to Battle Creek Central, and this is Cat in the Hat. Right? The hat. Now, I just opened this motherfucker and my thumb is somewhere. And I'm going to show you where I just, like, literally opened the book to this. And this is page 97. Literally, 97. And I ain't do that shit on purpose. I literally just came out and did that. But anyway, I'm just showing y'all who the fuck I am. Now, hopefully y'all can see this. This is page 53. And that's me. Right there. 54. 54. You hear that? 54! And that's 9 when you add that shit up. I'm just letting y'all know that shit. I'm just pointing out the obvious. Rest in heaven. Shout out Gang Gang to Mayhar. And because I am who I am, I have to point out number 42 and number 45. Because you see that? That's my sister, to be honest. Her number was 45. And I'm 54. That's backwards. Right? Anyway, number 42, her last name was Cross. Shout out Gang Gang. And literally, we live right, I do, street from a street called Cross Timber. Like timber, like chopping down the wood and shit. But anyway, or the T, Cross Timber. But anyway, because, you know, that's a line. Because if you look, and I made videos on this, so I'm not going to go do it again. And I'm not going to show you again. If you don't know what I'm talking about, all you got to do is go to the map or come to Denton and go right to this Hill, well, actually Ruth Street, because if you put a T in front of Ruth, it's Truth. If you stand right there on the corner of Ruth and Cross Timbers, you'll look straight ahead and you'll see Texas Women's University Capitol, the administrative president building, right? And it just is beautiful now, but it's high. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, okay, that's there for a reason. Why is that there for a reason? Okay, women's, because, you know, that's who they crossed out the motherfucking Bible. But you know what? I ain't gonna go there because this is designed to this matrix, right? To the bullshit, right? I'm on to you, Texas. I told you that a long time ago, though. Anyway.